I will show you how to add additional text boxes and to move around text boxes on existing templates and forms so that you can add more text to the area if the placeholder text boxes aren't big enough, or if there aren't enough text boxes on a page, or if the content that you need to add exceeds the space that is available in the text holder or placeholder text boxes. So let's go ahead and get started on that. So, for example, if you needed to add additional text to an area like this area here, I'm just going to copy and paste what's already there so that it just adds additional text. So we added additional text to that box, and now it is overflowing into the other text boxes below it. So to fix that, we are going to select all the boxes below it, and we're going to move all of them further down. So let's go ahead and do that. So to highlight a box, you just click on the box, and then to multi-select, you're going to hold down the Shift key. So we're going to hold down Shift, and we're going to start selecting all of the boxes that are below this overflowing box. So we'll select all of the boxes that are below it so that we can move them down. Sometimes I accidentally click outside of the boxes, and then it undoes what I am selecting, and that's okay. I'll just have to start again. So just keep holding down the Shift key and selecting all of the text boxes that are below the overflowing box. Okay, so now you can arrow down to move the boxes, or you can actually just drag the boxes down. Okay. And now you'll see that the boxes are now overflowing into the bottom, and there's no more space to move this box here because where the bottom of the forms are is the limit for the page on most pages. So if you see on your template that the box is down near the bottom, you'll see over here, this margin here, this is the text limit for the page. Anything below this, it could get cut off in printing. And so you don't want to go any further than where that placeholder box is. So we can just add a page. And then we are going to take the text box that needs to be moved to the new page. And we're going to hold down the Shift button and start selecting everything that needs to get moved, including the color box behind it. And we're just going to drag it down with our mouse. You want to be mindful of the margins. And so we're just going to keep this box centered here because it was centered on the page before it. And we're going to make sure to give ourselves room above it. If you scroll up, you'll see that the margins have to be just, let's see, 1/10 of an inch down. And so that's where we are. Let's see. So we're very far down on this one. So we can move it back up if we need to. So you can move it up further or you can move it down, just depends on your needs. So now we have room here on this page to add additional text if we need to. We're able to put additional text up here. If you want to add additional text boxes to add content that is not already found on the placeholder areas of the form that you're editing, you can easily do that by copying and pasting the existing content so that it looks exactly the same. You don't have to start from scratch with the fonts and the colors and all of that. And so if you need to add an additional section, what you can do is highlight the area. So if we were doing another section, say it was about like cancellation policies, and there isn't a cancellation policy already there, so we can go ahead and select this whole area if you're going to want them to initial and you want a title and you want like a statement saying that you understand. To copy all of this area here by selecting it and hitting Control-C. And then we will go ahead and we will move this box down here so that we have room to add it on the next page. And I'm arrowing this box down so that I have room, because I know if I try to add it up here, it's just going to get cut off. So I'm going to do it on page 2, and I'm going to highlight page 2 by clicking in it, making sure the purple is around it. And I'm going to hit Control-V. Now, you see it's on top of that other box. That's fine. Just don't click anything outside of it and it'll stay highlighted. And all you have to do is drag it up, being mindful of the margins on the side. We'll make sure that we don't go over don't go too high up above 1/10 of an inch. And then you'll see that the margins on the left, that dotted line means that it's in line with the text that's already existing on that other page too. So we'll go ahead and release it. And we can go ahead and say this is a cancellation policy. And then we can add our text in here. Now, if you needed to move this because you needed to change this to say, I understand, say the cancellation policy and agree to adhere to it. So this is just, make up text that I'm making up along the way. So this no longer fits and it doesn't look like the rest of the form. So the way that I would resize this box is that it's grouped together. So I need to ungroup it. So I'll select the box and I'll hit ungroup. And then I'm just going to go ahead and select this initials box so I can move it over. And I'm using the arrow key to just move it over so I maintain its spot on the page. And then I'm going to resize this box by dragging that box over and sizing. And then I'm going to move this initial box back to where it needs to go with the arrows. And then I'm going to group it back because for me, that's the easiest way for keeping everything tidy on a page. So that is how you ungroup the box and resize it. That's how you add the text. There's another way to add text to a page other than copying and pasting. If you want to add a new text box, you could hit text on the left-hand side and then click whichever type of text you want to add. You will need to adjust the fonts and pick new fonts and do everything with the colors and the sizing if you choose to do it this way. So let's see. So you could add content here and then you can change its orientation. You can change the color if you need to, and then you would just add it where you need it on the page, and you can position it by clicking position and center. And then I can reposition it. And that is how you add a new text box to a page.